That's my
if you're
rules.
playing the top 100
It's
popular music
ambiance.
where people shake their ass to, that doesn't make sense. It logically doesn't make sense because once people do it, once people do it, you can't be like, oh, why is this happening? Because you're playing the fucking music.
Y'all ain't messing with the starting five. Who you kidding? Yeah, it's your mans in them. It's your mans in them.
Right. What's going on, y'all? It's your man's Gus the Third with the word. You heard?
I'm your man's Austin Felix.
I'm your man's Bello.
And I'm your man Shakespeare.
And this is your man's in them live.
Reactions.
After show.
Yo, all right. So today we're going to talk about a subject that's been on social media, a video that went viral of a Dallas restaurant owner, a black restaurant owner. And yeah, just play the clip.
All
and we're going to react to it.
I invested a lot of money into buying this building, into developing this concept so black people can have somewhere nice to go to, okay? Somewhere where we can feel good about ourselves as a... Come on! Stop the music, please! Come on! Somewhere where our people can feel good about ourselves as a culture, okay? Yeah. No, real talk. And so all this twerking and shit, take it to Prime, take it to Pink, don't bring it here because we're a restaurant. And so beyond that, 75% of my customers are ladies. And I want men to show respect for themselves for how they carry themselves here. So how can I tell the men to respect themselves and you guys are twerking on glass here? If you want to do it, get the fuck out my restaurant. Because I did it for our people and I did it for our culture. So don't do it now. Don't do it again. I don't want to hear it. If you don't like it, get out because I don't need your money. I need to provide something for my people. And don't do it again. Thank you.
Reality check.
All right.
They didn't even get her cheeks.
So
they didn't even get her cheeks in the video of her twerking.
Let's bring out the information, though, that's not there. In the video or in the caption, it says that, you know, they was warned multiple times. So this wasn't just a one-time, you twerk, so now I'm yelling at you. This was, I spoke to you nicely before. I asked you to stop.
Yeah, there was another video of him walking to the table and talking to him about, you know, stop twerking or stop dancing on the glass and whatever.
But they didn't listen because Throw That Ass and The Circle came on. And when that song come on, you have to. Men and women have to just throw that ass.
Austin, what do you think?
What?
I think it's a valid reality check. Right now, I'm looking at a black business owner who built up this restaurant. He has an image that he wants to maintain for his restaurant. And people are disrespecting his space and his business. He's checking them saying, hey, I told you multiple times, don't do this. This is a place where I want to build. I'm doing this for the culture, doing it for black people. He's a black business owner, right? Trying to do something right by the community, blah, blah, blah. They not listening. They coming in his restaurant, twerking, going crazy. So I think it was a good reality check for them. I would have probably reacted the same way.
You would have told him to get the fuck out.
He didn't say get the fuck out. He said
did.
y'all could get the fuck out. He didn't come to the table. He didn't come to the table and say get the fuck out right now. All of y'all get the fuck out. That's different from saying I told y'all to stop. I'm doing this. Blah blah blah. If y'all don't want to stop, y'all can get the fuck out. That's two different. That's two different things.
But you would have said it like that in that tone.
Yeah, I said yo, chill out. Like if y'all not,
Would you say get the fuck out?
Get the fuck out.
I don't need your money. Get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out of my restaurant. I don't need your money.
Right, so I just ate and drank for free. Anyway,
y'all think he was wrong?
I personally, I didn't agree with it at all.
100% nothing.
Because, well, I can't say 100% nothing.
Okay, that's what I want to know.
Because
What's the issue?
my issue was, one is a select group of people. It's a select group of people who was continuing this act. Address those people. You addressing everybody saying like, oh, I did this for the culture and all that. That's cool. But then once you mention, oh, I want men to have respect for themselves, but how can they have respect for them when there's ladies in here twerking? What does that mean? What does that mean? You have grown ass people in this restaurant. If they're gonna have respect for themselves, they're gonna have respect. If they don't, they don't. It's not your responsibility to make sure people have respect for themselves. If you correlate twerking with not having respect for yourself, that's my problem. That's what I heard. Twerking does not diminish who a person is. That was my problem with it. And then you said you do it for the culture. Shaking that ass is in the culture. It is. It trails all the way back to fucking Africa. If you really want to talk about it, you saying that you're doing this for the culture, understandable. I'm proud of that. You a black man with a black business. You want to uphold a certain uphold a certain character to your restaurant, absolutely go for it. But you also have to set a certain tone for it. If you're gonna play music, and you telling people, yo, don't stand on the furniture, I wouldn't disrespect nobody's place like that. If you don't want them to stand on the furniture, absolutely understandable. Don't stand on your furniture. But don't tell me twerking is demeaning yourself or anything like that. Like, hearing that didn't sit well with me.
I don't think he meant twerking is you don't have respect for yourself if you're twerking. If you're in a public restaurant, no dance floor, everybody's eating, you get up, you decide to start twerking on the furniture, leaning on the glass. That's what he was referring to.
I'm gonna have to disagree with that. I'm gonna
say at brunch spots, people eat
and shake that ass.
People also shake that ass.
How many other people in this video are standing up and shaking their ass? Obviously, it's not something that's welcome in a restaurant. So
that's not obvious.
You should. Yes, it is. Nobody else is doing it. And he told him to stop once. He told him to stop once. He told him to stop once, right? That's what you said.
Yeah, he did tell him to stop.
He told a select group of people to stop once. We don't know who else was in there shaking that ass.
All right, so here's my thing. You said that he wasn't making it about twerking, and I disagree.
The respectful, when he's saying having respect, it's your behavior in a certain setting.
I think he was linking twerking and women and girls dancing to that behavior.
He said if you want to do that, you could go there or you could go there. He doesn't care if you're doing it. He cares if you're doing it in his restaurant.
Right. I feel like it was more so about a morality thing and less about it being in his actual restaurant. I felt like the way he was speaking was a bit condescending because he's not. I understand if it's a safety thing. Granted, this is your restaurant, right? You want it run a certain way. You don't want it. You do not want it to get too wild. You don't want people twerking. You don't want ass shaking in your restaurant, which is understandable. I think number one, the tone of your restaurant is important. So that means the music that you play in your restaurant.
Not true. But go ahead.
How is that not true?
You have to set a tone. You have to, because if you don't want certain things brought into your atmosphere, you wouldn't introduce it to be brought there.
If I have a restaurant, I could play whatever. If I'm playing the latest hip hop, the latest R&B, the latest rap, blah blah blah.
So are you gonna be surprised when somebody dances?
You gonna play real ass bitch, give a fuck about a nigga, and not expect no girls to dance? Especially if you're serving liquor,
standing on furniture and twerking is different.
I understand that. But what I'm trying to tell you is that if I felt it was simply because of standing on the furniture, you're disrespecting my establishment, you're leaning on the glass after I told you, I didn't get that feeling. I got the feeling more of I don't want to conduct my restaurant in this manner. I don't want to have a bunch of women twerking in my establishment because I don't feel like it's morally. I don't support it morally, and I don't see it in the image of my restaurant.
Because that's what was happening at the moment.
I just want to say this.
And that's why he addressed it. And why is that a problem?
I just want to say this. The fact that they was standing on the glass, the fact that they was standing on furniture and on the glass, or whatever case may be, was mentioned, his mentioning of it was so minute. It was so minute compared to saying that you're disrespecting yourself by twerking or you want them to have respect for themselves. That's not your fucking job. You serve food, you serve drink. You want people to respect your establishment, not stand on your furniture. Address that. That was the issue at hand. But when you compare, I'm doing this for the culture, but I want men to have respect for themselves, and I have 75% women in my restaurant, and you're in here. What?
Yeah, it felt like something where it was more of like a judgmental thing, and not. It was, to me, it felt less about it being. You're standing on my furniture, you're wilding out, because you've been to certain establishments and they're like, people be bugging out, and you're like, yo, you letting this fly?
I've done it. I've stood up on furniture and somebody came and addressed me. He's like, you can't do that here.
Right. And I feel like if that's the case, he's the owner, so he could do whatever he wants. And I agree. If I want my restaurant to be run a certain way, these are my guidelines. This is what I want. I understand. But I felt like it was extremely unprofessional the way he handled it. The fact that you saying, I don't need your money, you could get the fuck out, I don't feel like that's something a business owner should be telling the customers. Not everybody in this restaurant was acting in that manner. So for you to just sit there and make a grand speech about I don't need your money, you could get the fuck out, I feel like it was a bit unprofessional. That's my opinion. But I do
There's
agree
a lot
with
of
him.
people behind him that he's not addressing. You guys realize that, right? He's standing there addressing specific people. He's not addressing the entire restaurant.
I heard there's a group of.
He turned around and looked all the way to the other side of the restaurant and told the DJ to turn up.
So
It's not a small restaurant.
You don't think there's anything wrong with it. You don't think there's anything wrong with his tone. You felt like he handled it well because it's his business. He confronted them about the issue. They didn't listen. So you think that
He confronted them multiple times.
Mhm.
They obviously didn't respect what he was saying in his restaurant. He decided to say something further. He was upset because he wasn't getting the respect that he
have a
wanted
question for you, Dan.
after he built up a restaurant and he's doing it. He's a black owner doing it for black people and trying to bring black culture up, right? Community and everything. And he got frustrated and he had to make his point. He had to say he's protecting his establishment and he's protecting what he's doing for black people.
And your issue is just the manner in which he addressed the situation.
Yes, the vibe I got from it was more of a he wants to see people conduct themselves a certain way, which is fine. But to me, when I looked at the video, I just saw people having a good time. I didn't really see anybody. I understand the glass thing, but I just felt like it was more of a moral thing for him, and it was less about the actual establishment. And it just sounded condescending to me. But this is just one clip. And this is not really.
Yeah.
I
It
can't
doesn't-
really
it doesn't
judge.
show the
And
whole
I'm
picture.
sure he's a great business owner, and I'm sure it was just a moment of frustration that got to him, and he kind of had an outburst. I'm not taking anything away. I heard some people talking about they're trying to close the restaurant down, or like they're
that's not
petitioning.
necessary.
Yeah, like no. At the end of the day, he's a black man. He built a business, and I have all the respect for him.
He does all this, stands in the middle of the restaurant, wherever. I don't know what quadrant of the restaurant he's in. He's
Quadrant.
He's standing in the restaurant, stops the music, and gives his big speech. Those people are still there. Before you tell them, yo, I asked you multiple times, you could exit. I've seen it happen plenty of times. I'm going to need you to leave. Plenty of times. You decide to address, to me, what seems like the whole restaurant instead of asking those select people to leave.
You ever seen disrespectful people get kicked out of restaurants and bars and stuff?
No.
I seen bouncers drag people out. He ain't have no bouncers drag them out. If you are in someone's establishment and your behavior is not up to par, or you're not behaving in a mannerly way and you're disrespecting
Then
it,
ask him to leave.
that's what he did.
He didn't ask him to leave.
I mean, he brought up having specifically 75% of his customers being women, and how can men show respect for themselves if there's a bunch of women in his establishment twerking
On glass.
on glass?
I do agree that I feel like the manner he wanted to set an example. I guess they got him so frustrated that he wanted to set an example. He made an example out of them, basically letting them know, like, okay, the culture that y'all bringing in here is not the culture I want for my business. So, and I told you that. Y'all didn't listen. Now, this is my anger. Now I'm being real with y'all. Like, so I agree that it's not professional. I don't think it's professional. At the same time, though, it's your business. You can handle it however way you want to. If that's his business, he could curse every one of them people out.
True.
It's his business. It's like he creates his own code of ethics. I just don't, personally, I don't agree with making an example out of a person. If it's just that one group, I can go to that group and like,
That's what I'm saying.
like, listen, like I told y'all already. Y'all,
The quiet voice.
Y'all, now y'all blatantly disrespect me. I can make an example out y'all, but I'm gonna give y'all, like, just get out. Either get out or I'm about to black. Y'all want me to black? No? Keep your asses on the damn seat. There's one ass twerking, everybody else sitting down eating, minding their own business. So in hindsight, that does really look. Someone could say, "Yo, like you don't ain't got no pride about yourself. You don't got no self-respect. Like while everybody eating and having a good time, you gonna randomly twerk." You know, even disregarding the song. You know, I know the song was throw that ass in the circle.
I mean, you can't disregard the song. You set the tone for what you want. If you don't want nobody twerking in your restaurant, don't play that music.
Yeah, if you're gonna play,
disagree
slow,
I disagree with that.
That's my problem.
I disagree with that.
That's why I'm not understanding. How can you disagree? Because if you go somewhere, yo, I don't want soul food in my restaurant, but you cook soul food in the fucking back. That doesn't make sense.
Nah, it's not the same.
That was
That's not the
completely
same.
off.
It's like this. It's
That
like,
was completely
word.
off.
It's like,
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, shit. You was.
I thought I was off. I just had to go.
This is a restaurant. A restaurant.
A restaurant.
No, all right.
It was a restaurant.
All right. So there's difference between
Oh,
lounges.
silly wabbit.
There's difference between lounges, restaurant lounges, whatever.
It doesn't
and regular.
matter.
No, it does matter.
It doesn't. If you
I
Let me get a
hold
start, let me
up,
get a start.
hold up. I have a restaurant. I like to play the top 100. All right. That's just for the ambiance. This is a establishment for people to fine dine or dine in and go their own way. Dancing it's like it goes against my culture here.
How?
Because that's my
if you're playing the
rules.
top 100
It's for the
popular music
ambiance.
where people shake their ass to, that doesn't make sense. It logically doesn't make sense because once people do it, hold on, once people do it, you can't be like, oh, why is this happening? Because you're playing the fucking music.
At the same time, people can dance, right? If I say chill, you still dance? Now you disrespecting my establishment. Shocked that
Setting
I'm
a
dancing.
tone is not just music.
But music plays
Flashing
a big part
lights,
with setting a,
open space. That's like welcoming to dance. That's welcoming to go crazy.
It's a
There's
vibe.
tables and chairs everywhere.
It doesn't matter.
doesn't-
Music sets the tone. Music always sets the tone.
Y'all crazy.
If you in a restaurant and then someone starts playing some type of salsa or something like that, someone you can almost guarantee someone is gonna
dance.
start dancing salsa.
But the issue is, it's the difference between, oh, this is my shit, hey, and
if you
right.
that's the difference.
I get that.
That's the
However,
So it's like,
If
but
you're gonna-
avoid-
say this,
but you're avoiding the fact that what I'm saying. You're avoiding the whole thing.
what we
Fuck
avoiding?
the furniture. Fuck the furniture. I'm not talking about the furniture. You're telling me if I play music, you're playing music in an establishment that gets me vibrations. People move to vibrations. You're gonna fucking dance. You're gonna dance. You're setting the tone for people to get up and dance, to move around, to move their body. You're telling me you're gonna play music and sit still. That's like putting candy in front of a kid. Be like, oh, don't touch that.
No, it's plenty of examples of music coming on and
Where?
people.
Where?
I've been
Hold on.
in plenty of situations where
Yeah.
music was popping
And then, like,
nobody's
people
up
chilling.
dancing because they know that this is not where you get up and dance.
my original point was the music sets the tone, and I'm not saying that a certain type of music grants you getting up and shaking your ass. But what I'm saying is, if you play a certain type of music, it's a possibility that someone's gonna start dancing.
That's all I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So it's not about. I agree with the guy. I feel like if I want a restaurant and I don't want
I don't
people,
know. You sound
doing-
like you was disagreeing with him.
I agree with him. I agree with him. I just felt like his tone and I felt like his reasoning. If you're gonna play a certain type of music, expect people to dance and have a good time. And not only that, but if that does happen, your tone should not be like, I don't give a fuck. I don't need your money. Get the fuck out my restaurant.
All right. So final closing thoughts.
I'm
Austin
your
is
man,
wrong.
Austin. I'm not wrong. I'm always
Your
right.
thoughts are wrong.
Your thoughts are wrong.
I think that we all kind of agree.
No,
I think
Shake
we
does not
in this.
agree.
Okay. I agree with Shake and them saying that yes, when music come on, you gonna want to dance. The issue at hand was the fact that Shorties was twerking on furniture, and he asked them nicely to not do that, and they did it anyway. So, homie got emotional. I don't agree with being emotional in a business environment. At the same time, it's his business, so he could do it. He could handle it however way he please.
I agree with that.
I believe it was a valid reality check.
He ain't want no twerking on his
Little
tables.
ratchet.
People eat on those tables. People sit on
I
those
can
chairs.
eat on ass.
I'm just saying.
But there's 70% women there.
And there's 25%.
So you men are irrelevant.
His
in that,
math
in
is
that.
bad. Problem solver.
Alright.
Problem solver.
Alright.
All right.
You good?
I mean, all I'm gonna say is
We fighting.
watch your mouth, bruh. No, I'm joking. Like I
I
said,
still love you, black man.
yeah.
Keep
You know what I'm
doing your
saying?
thing. And
Keep
if I'm in
doing-
Dallas, I'm coming to your restaurant.
coming to
I
your
don't care if you
restaurant.
saw this video.
And he
I'm
gonna twerk.
eating, and I'm
Yeah.
not twerking. I'm not condoning none of that twerking
He
stuff.
gonna throw that ass in a circle.
I'm gonna order the most expensive thing on the menu and leave because I don't like your establishment like you told me to do. That's what he said.
I hope
If I don't like the rules, he said leave.
Hey, how you think the mac and cheese tastes in there?
All right, Gus.
I don't know what kind of food they
Alright.
serve.
Shit.
I hope it isn't milky.
Good response. You just you right. Milky Mac. Yeah.
Y'all like regular mac and cheese?
Yeah. I ain't gonna the cheap
I only
shit,
fuck
the
with
crab.
baked mac and cheese.
Wait, what?
I only fuck with baked mac
Oh,
and
yeah. I ain't with the crabs.
I like all mac and
Shit.
cheese.
I ain't
Not
no-
that instant pot shit. Fuck that.
Yeah, I ain't a little kid
But
no
you
more.
like stovetop.
Stovetop is fire.
You look
You
like
make it on a
stovetop.
pot.
That shit is good. I'm finna go make some tonight.
You look like stovetop.
Should I get some? You want some stovetop? I got some.
You have some?
Yeah.
You got the turkey one? The turkey one?
Yo,
Oh, can we understand?
All right.
Why are you
You
yelling?
just finished watch. Yo, don't look at me like that. I'll fuck you up. You just finished watching your man's in them live. And your man's Gus the Third.
I'm your man's Austin Felix.
I'm your man's Bello.
And I'm your man Shakespeare.
And this is your man's in them live.
Behind the scenes.
You know that.
Nigga just gotta get the last
Niggas
word.
annoying, bro.
You know that.
Gus, Shake, Kyrie, Bella, Austin, get it right. Yeah, it's your man's in it's your man's in